Welcome to another edition of Walk With Me. Today we are in Sweden. We start off in Stockholm and travel south. I'm Tyler Burgess and welcome to another edition of my video show. This is Stockholm. I'm staying on the island of Långholm. It was once a prison. This was the prison warden's house. I stayed in one of the cells, which had an enormous creep factor, although it was nice. Here's another part of the prison. One of my favorite parts of traveling is trying out new dishes. The food here is delicious. This is the flag of Sweden. I'm strolling around the downtown of Stockholm on a beautiful summer day, as you can see. I'm passing through this park on the way to the Opera House. This is the Opera House. Like most old cities, Stockholm is made for walking, and it has some lovely sculpture along the water canal. And I'm including some of my sketchbook diary. We were sitting and having lunch when I sketched this. Upholstery on a chair. This is one of the older neighborhoods that's been preserved. This building was once a brewery and now it's a convention center. I'll take you on a stroll around Stockholm. We go by the castle grounds where they're changing the guards. We'll browse through the food court. It's a very old marketplace. And we took the boat out to Strolling, the royal palace. We ate like a queen, or perhaps that was like a pig. The Queen's Palace, known as Strolling, is Sweden's answer to Versailles in France. This is the guard's tent. It's made out of metal. Every afternoon in Sweden, people have a little treat and a cup of coffee, although I had tea. This is where we stayed in Stockholm in this lovely hotel room. It's painted on the walls. And every day we had a fabulous buffet breakfast, and you could get pickled herrings, although I couldn't do it. However, I was flexible and I could eat cookies for breakfast. And another day is also spent strolling around Stockholm. It's a most beautiful city, as you can see. One of the big attractions in Stockholm is the Vaxjo Museum, where a warship 400 years old on its maiden journey hardly made it out of the harbor when it sank. After 330 years, it was brought up to the surface. It's 99% intact, and it's coated with wax, and this is how it would have been painted when it sank in 1628. We visited the royal livery stable. These were for the kings and queens for coronations and for marriages. A very important event. Other day, we took a boat to Burka, the first Viking settlement. It had a nice museum, and it was a beautiful ride out on the boat. Another day, we took a bus out to the first town in Sweden. It's called Sigtuna. These are original stones in their original place. They were memorial stones, not gravestones. There's also some traditional housing out here. And here we have the old city hall. It can now be used for events, and in the afternoon there was a wedding here. Since the 1600s, this sign has directed customers to the coffee and cake house of Tante Brune, or Aunt Brune. She's still a wonderful cook. This is a little farther south from Stockholm in the area called Småland. This is the town of Luder, and these were Sunday barns the farmers built when they brought their families in horse carriages to church. And here's their church. William Moberg wrote about the immigrants who came from this area. Sweden is famous for its glass blowing, and we stopped by a showroom. In Stockholm, there was a new museum that had opened about theater. This is a play written about little children during World War II who were sent from the city to live in the country. These are various other theater props. Back out in the sunshine, we strolled over to the City Hall, where some of the Nobel Prizes are awarded, right here. There was a royal celebration of Princess Caroline's birthday, and we got to stand on the street and watch the horses go by. From Stockholm, we took the bus south to the small town of Vaxjo to visit the Immigrant Museum and enjoy this beautiful church. It was Catholic and it's all modern inside. This is the Immigrant Museum in Vaxjo. We took a train to Kalmar to visit the castle and see the beautiful old town. This is a little celebration of my 67th birthday. Here are some words in Swedish which you can understand. And this is where you go into the parking lot. This is the recycle station. You better drive carefully here. This is where someone exits their garage. And Kalmar, being on the water, has a great marine museum. We're strolling past the fishermen cottages in Kalmar and through the old historic district. This is the jail. You can even read the sign here. To wrap up our trip, we took a few days in Copenhagen, Denmark. It wasn't far on the train. Thank you for joining me, Tyler Burgess, On another edition of Walk With Me, we've been in Sweden and Denmark.